Things might be icy between Princes William and Harry, but it's nothing compared to Prince Andrew's plot to keep Charles off the throne, with Diana's help. While Prince William and Prince Harry certainly didn't see eye to eye throughout their time within the royal family, it was Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, who simply didn't get along from day one. On the surface, the women have little in common. Kate is one of the most beloved members of the royal family, a poised, dedicated mom of 3 who has worked in service to the crown for years. Meghan, on the other hand, is an American divorcee, a career woman, an actor, and a vocal advocate who made waves in elementary school when commenting on gender equality. When Harry and Meghan decided to strike out on their own in the early moments of their marriage, the cracks between Meghan and Kate became more severe. Kate and Meghan really got into it over the royal wedding, with reports at the time claiming that Meghan made Kate cry.
Are you kidding me? You think I'm gonna make it that easy on you?
There were rumors of explosive fights and confrontations, and Kate even reportedly told Meghan exactly what she thought of her over the 2018 Christmas holiday. Meghan famously told Oprah Winfrey that it was Kate who made her cry over the wedding details, making it clear that these two will simply never get along.
What was hard to get over was being blamed for something that not only I didn't do, but that happened to me.
They did unite in grief when Queen Elizabeth II passed, but we don't think fans will see a reunion anytime soon. Diana Spencer and King Charles III's marriage, affairs, conflicts, and admissions of infidelity ravage the headlines even today, and behind closed doors, these two simply did not get along. Diana was still a teen when then Prince Charles popped the question, likely due to the pressures he was feeling to finally tie the knot. The book Charles at 70, Thoughts, Hopes, and Dreams by royal correspondent Robert Jobson claims the king never wanted to marry Diana in the first place. In the years that followed the wedding, Charles reportedly expressed to friends, "I desperately wanted to get out of the wedding in 1981, when during the engagement I discovered just how awful the prospects were, having had no chance to get to know Diana beforehand." Jobson even estimated that Diana would stare at him blankly in the lead-up to the wedding when he would explain his royal duties. When King Charles was an eligible bachelor, it was the unspoken rule that he was to marry a woman who would not only provide an heir to the throne, but would also be seen as pure and scandal-free.
You've got to choose somebody very carefully, I think, who could fulfill this particular role.
Camilla Parker Bowles was no such person, and despite Charles's feelings for her, Queen Elizabeth and the firm as a whole made it clear that she was not the woman for the job. Despite the obvious conflict, Charles and Camilla continued their affair throughout their individual marriages, and after years of loving each other from afar, they both got divorced and stepped out into the public together. Charles wanted to marry Camilla, but the Queen was simply having none of it. After Charles confronted his mother about his relationship with Camilla in 1997, Tom Bower, author of Rebel Prince, The Power and Passion and Defiance of Prince Charles, wrote that the Queen called Camilla that wicked woman and told her son that she wanted nothing to do with her. What caused such an extreme response from the Queen? Apparently, she had enjoyed a few martinis and let it rip. According to Bower, she would not condone his adultery, nor forgive Camilla for not leaving Charles alone to allow his marriage to recover. The Queen and Camilla finally ended up seeing eye to eye, but not for several more years. Sarah Ferguson married Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip's third child, the now disgraced Prince Andrew, and was reportedly a favorite in-law of Philip's. Fergie and Philip were said to have connected over their shared sense of humor, and the young Duchess's relationship with the Queen surely strengthened their bond. But when rumors of infidelity and the toe-sucking scandal involving a sunbathing Fergie and businessman John Bryan made headlines, Philip was sickened. Fergie was at Balmoral with the royals when the scandalous pictures made the front page, and Philip was said to have thrown the paper in Fergie's face. This would create a separation between the once close in-laws that even time wouldn't solve. As noted by Hello magazine, the late Duke of Edinburgh was so angered by Fergie's infidelity and the scandal that ravaged the royal family that he refused to be in the same room with her, even decades later. On the rare occasion that they did attend a high-profile event, the discomfort was apparent. Fergie noticeably skipped Philip's funeral in April 2021. She did, however, attend the Queen's funeral in September 2022 and released a statement expressing her affection for the late monarch. Before Queen Elizabeth took the throne, her father, King George VI, was the man in charge, and while he was an admired man who navigated his role to the best of his ability, King George was never supposed to be a ruling monarch in the first place. His older brother, King Edward VIII, was first in line to the crown, and he took the throne in 1936, but his reign would only last a number of months, as he abdicated within the same calendar year. This caused a rift between the brothers that would change the course of the monarchy for the foreseeable future, not to mention the family dynamic. Edward famously gave up the throne so he could marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee who was not allowed to become a member of the royal family given her prior marriage. As such, Edward threw caution and the monarchy to the wind, forcing his younger brother into an untenable situation. According to Alexander Larman, author of The Crown and Crisis: Countdown to the Abdication, the dynamic between the two of them is endlessly fascinating. The betrayal, the attempts to behave in a civilized fashion on the rare post-abdication occasions that they saw each other, and of course, the influence that both men's wives had over their thinking. Of all the members of the royal family, Princess Anne is seen as one of the most dedicated and hardworking, even to this day. Queen Elizabeth's second eldest child and only daughter, Anne is quite a distance from the throne in the line of succession, but her sense of duty and commitment to the royal way of life has been apparent for decades. This was the crux of her feud with the late Diana Spencer, according to royal biographer Ingrid Seward.
There's been tales, for instance, of you and the Princess of Wales not exactly hitting it off. I mean,
yes,
you don't...
Diana was just 20 years old when she married then Prince Charles, the direct heir to the throne. As far as Anne was concerned, the young Princess of Wales was too soft and subtle to play the royal part. Seward wrote, "The situation came to an early head at the end of Ascot Week in June 1981, barely a month before Diana's marriage. According to royal reporter Richard Kay, Princess Anne, she had no time for Diana. She didn't like the way she went about her duty and the way she used the cameras and the media to promote herself, in her eyes. Anne had a much more traditional approach to monarchy and royal duty."
I've come to the conclusion that really it would have been far easier to have had two wives.
When Diana Spencer married then Prince Charles of Wales, the most eligible bachelor was captivated by Camilla Parker Bowles. Diana was acutely aware of the relationship, and as Diana's former protection officer, Ken Worf, recalled to ITV, she confronted Camilla about it during a party. Unable to find her husband or Camilla, Diana finally located them sitting on a sofa. The pair looked up at the then Princess of Wales, who reportedly said, "Please don't treat me like an idiot. I know what's going on." Worf recalled that Charles and Camilla couldn't quite believe the princess had plucked up the courage to address the affair, explaining, "Camilla sort of said, well, you know, you have two wonderful boys." That was a defining moment in their life because I think at that point, this was an indicator the end was nigh. Prince Andrew has found himself surrounded by scandal thanks to his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein and the since-settled sexual assault case launched against him by accuser Virginia Giuffre. Charles has reportedly been furious over the ongoing controversy, and his brother's notorious BBC Newsnight interview did little to help the situation.
Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
A friend of the royals told Vanity Fair in 2019 that the brothers couldn't have been more at odds, saying of Charles, "I imagine he will feel that Andrew has let the family down and that he misled his mother over the interview, and in doing so, has compromised the Queen. He'll take a tough line with Andrew. He will also be furious that the story has totally overshadowed his working tour, and he'll let rip, but he will have a strategy." But Andrew didn't come to the battle unarmed. He was said to have plotted with the late Princess Diana to stop his older brother from becoming king. A senior royal source revealed to royal biographer Angela Levin they were dark and strange times where paranoia became reality, and this was a worry. Andrew lobbied very hard with the hope that Charles would not become king when his mother died, and that William would wear the crown. Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice, who are Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew's children, are reportedly warring with the Prince and Princess of Wales and the King, as the future of the monarchy is changing. Charles has famously wanted to narrow the scope of working royals for years, and has even reportedly considered removing Eugenie and Beatrice's titles. As such, things are very cold between them, and it doesn't look like there will be a thaw anytime soon. Royal expert Neil Sean told The Express in the summer of 2022, according to very good sources, Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice are seemingly struggling to remain cordial with Prince William, Catherine, and Charles. It stems from the deal organized by William, the Queen, and Prince Charles to remove their father, Prince Andrew, from royal duties following his disgrace in recent years. Time will tell if Eugenie and Beatrice get to hold on to their royal titles, or if the new king will strip them of their monikers and continue to condense the royal family.